Okay, let's dive right into this. Have you ever noticed how the absolute most iconic lines in cinema, the ones that literally give you goosebumps, rely on this very specific kind of invisible architecture? Well, in this explainer, we're exploring the present future tense verbal. But hey, not just as some dusty grammar lesson. We are looking at it as cinematic grammar. As you'll see, we're going to break down exactly how Hollywood screenwriters use the rules of language to literally shape character destiny, build tension, and just make dialogue totally unforgettable. To kick things off, think about this absolute masterpiece of a line from 2012's The Avengers. Iron Man is staring down a literal god and delivers this ultimate threat. If we can't protect the Earth, you can be damn sure we will avenge it. Man, it is powerful. It's definitive. It carries an immense amount of narrative weight. But why? Seriously, think about it. Why didn't he just say, you can be damn sure we are going to avenge it? I mean, grammatically, both talk about the future, right? But dramatically, oh, they're worlds apart. One sounds like, a casual weekend plan, and the other sounds like an ironclad oath. This simple, subtle choice of phrasing is exactly the mystery we're unraveling today. Section 1, breaking down the formulas. To understand this cinematic magic, we first got to pull back the curtain on the structural formulas themselves. We need to look at the nuts and bolts of how we actually construct the future tense when using main action verbs. Things like run, buy, write, and in Tony Stark's case, avenge. What's really interesting here is just how incredibly elegant and simple the will formula actually is. Think about the positive structure. Subject plus will plus verb 1. And verb 1 just means the base form of your main verb, okay? She will submit the report. The modal auxiliary will drops right in there. And honestly, it doesn't even care if your subject is singular or plural. It stays exactly the same. The negative just becomes won't, and to ask a question, you simply pop will right to the front of the sentence. It is sharp, fast, and incredibly direct. But now, contrast that with the planned future formula. This one, it takes a bit more assembly. You've got your subject, sure, but then you have to match the auxiliary verb to be, so am, is, or are, to that specific subject before you can even add going to, and then finally your base verb. They are going to launch. If it was she, well, it'd be she is going to launch. See the difference? Structurally, it's just a bit heavier and requires a lot more premeditation just to put the sentence together. Let's move on and see how this builds in section 2, will versus be going to. This structural difference perfectly mirrors the psychological difference in meaning between these two tools. Like, when do we use which, and how does that choice completely change the intent behind the words? Well, the word will is absolutely the realm of the immediate. It's for spontaneous decisions made in the heat of the moment, or for deep promises and threats. Basically, it's a reaction. On the flip side, be going to handles our premeditated plans and intentions. Think about it. If you've been saving up a deposit for a new house for literally years, you'd say, we are going to buy a house. It's a calculated existing plan. You would never use will there, because it's definitely not some sudden whim. And this divide also applies to how we make predictions. If you're predicting something based purely on an opinion or, say, a gut feeling, you use will. Like, I think our team will win tonight. It's just your personal belief. But if you are looking at undeniable present evidence, like staring up at a sky absolutely full of dark, heavy clouds, you use be going to. Look at those clouds. It is going to rain. The evidence is literally already unfolding right in front of you. Moving right along to section 3, everyday future tense. Let's see how this works in real time. So let's step away from the grammar definitions for a second and pivot to everyday life. We naturally apply these distinct tools constantly, and usually we don't even realize we're doing it. Imagine you're just chilling in your living room and suddenly the phone starts ringing. You didn't plan for this. You didn't wake up thinking, at exactly 2 p.m. today, I am going to answer the phone. No. Instead, you make a split-second, spontaneous decision based on an immediate event. The only natural response is, I will answer it. That spontaneity absolutely demands the will formula. All right, section 4, cinematic grammar in action. Let's bring the theory full circle. Let's head back to Hollywood and see exactly how master screenwriters weaponize these everyday grammar rules for maximum dramatic effect. Picture this. It's 2008's The Dark Knight. The Joker casually strolls into a room full of heavily armed, incredibly dangerous mob bosses. The tension is literally thick enough to cut with a knife. He offers them a magic trick, grabs a pencil, and declares, I will make this pencil disappear. And man, this brilliantly illustrates how the grammar perfectly matches the character's terrifying intent. Subject, I. auxiliary plus verb 1, will make. Why does it work so well? Because the Joker operates entirely on chaos and spontaneity. It's a dynamic, immediate action happening right there in the room. If he had said, I am going to make this pencil disappear, honestly, he'd sound like a rehearsed stage musician at a kid's birthday party. Using will makes it sudden, dangerous, and totally unpredictable. Which brings us right back to our opening quote, Tony Stark standing at the top of Stark Tower. But now we are equipped with the grammatical knowledge of exactly why this line hits so incredibly hard. If we can't protect the Earth, you can be damn sure we will avenge it. Breaking it down here, subject, we. Future auxiliary plus verb 1, will avenge. Tony is making a firm promise. He's laying down a deadly threat regarding a future outcome. Will is the absolute only grammatically correct choice here for the sheer emotional weight he's delivering. Our going to avenge would completely deflate the threat, right? Will literally turns a statement into a blood oath. Okay, let's look at one final climactic example from Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Kylo Ren is standing alone in the dark, speaking to the charred, ruined helmet of his grandfather, Darth Vader. He whispers this incredibly dark promise into the void. I will finish what you started. So the crucial point here is that this isn't just some schedule of events. It is a deep, personal vow. It's a future commitment binding his very soul to a dark path. The subject I, paired with will finish, gives the action this unstoppable, inevitable momentum. Screenwriters know that when a character makes a life-altering vow, you absolutely do not use be going to, you use will. To summarize our core concept for this explainer, the present future tense verbal uses main action verbs to describe what is to come. But as we've clearly seen today, it's so much more than just a timeline. Whether you're a cinematic villain making a terrifying threat, a hero vowing to save the world, or just a normal person deciding to answer a ringing phone, these structural formulas silently communicate your truest intent. You now possess the toolkit. You understand the profound difference between a casual plan and a dynamic promise. You know exactly how to wield the grammar of intent. So, I'll leave you with this provocative final thought to chew on as you go about the rest of your day. You know the rules now, so what will you accomplish today? Make it a promise. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.